Howdy folks, it's Johan, your favorite little ink blob, back at it today with another late draft. Still working on that sleep schedule. Just need to stop going to bed at like 3 a.m. We've got another premiere draft in the works. Come on, mouse, there we go. Looks like our untapped overlay is... I guess we'll see. I think it's working. Got the draftsmith thing that I never use up. Awesome. Last draft, we made it to 3 wins with a very interesting little Bant deck. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully a slightly less confusing draft than last time, or if it is just as wonky, we better actually get to have all 3. What was the name? Pride of Hulklade, there we go. Otherwise we'll feel cheated. We only got 2, but we did get to have a essentially 15-15. Which was a good time. Oh, did it not even fill up? There we go. That's a much better noise. Come on, number 8. You've got this. All right. Starting off with a cryptic coat. Fantastic. One of the absolute best bombs in the format. Bishop of the Bloodstained, interesting. I do love the little vampire sub-theme. Now, cryptic coat, a 3/2 unblockable that sometimes flips up into something bigger, is amazing. Other cards I really like here. I think Gleaming Geardrake can put in some very solid work. 5 uncommons. What has Magic become? I think Novice Inspector can do work. Suspicious Detonation can be very good removal, but typically in the deck where you already want to be playing Gleaming Geardrake. But let's pick up Cryptic Coat and see where we go from there. Probably something blue, though, I have to imagine. Bullrat Clan Basher is not bad. Would be very funny to flip up with Cryptic Coat. Get a Leg Up, fantastic green removal spell. Tunnel Tipster. So there is some very good green here, I think. I think Undercover Crocodile is reasonable. God, especially with Cryptic Coat. Ooh. So maybe we go green-blue. Like, I think I very happily second pick a Get a Leg Up. I can just do some serious work. Reenact the Crime, I have seen do some amazing stuff, just not in limited, really. Sudden Setback is a little more my speed, since you can use it for not just countering a spell, but Out Cold is good. So is Eavesdropper and Tunnel Tipster. I think here we will take an Eavesdropper. Okay. Bite Down on Crime, I think, is quite good. Crawl Whipcracker, I like a lot, but I'm a little disappointed to not see a lot of what I would consider to be amazing blue coming around. So, Bite Down on Crime, I think, is quite reasonable. Public Thoroughfare for fixing. Whipcracker, potentially Pivot, but I don't want to give up on blue yet, even though I'm not seeing a lot. Makeshift Binding is very good removal as well, just in a different color. I think we take the Bite Down on Crime and just keep an eye out. Oh, is green-white open? This is not as good as it feels like it is. Glintweaver can do some work. Hotshot Investigators is a bounce spell stapled to a creature. And it would be letting us not pass blue, but I think I'm a lot more up on Glintweaver now. Flotsam and Jetsam. Benthic Criminologists, not terrible. But Flotsam Jetsam, if we do end up with blue, which I would like, does some incredible work with Jetsam. Oh, howdy, Luffy. Sorry, just a moment. I realized that I did not have chat open. How's it going this morning? Here, trying to figure out what to what to draft with this Magic, the Gathering packs that were being handed. Heard of Courier, actually. I was looking at the Sanitation Automaton because I'm really a fan of 2-drops in this format. But Furtive Courier does some good work, helps you loot to the stuff you need, and can be a second unblockable along with Cryptic Coat. Get some very nice evasive threats in. Curious Inquiry. Ooh, okay. So we're starting to see some of that blue come around. I'm guessing there just wasn't a whole lot in the first packs. I think it might actually be a Curious Inquiry here. Just because we can load up on something that is mostly unblockable, and then that can trigger some synergies. We'll see. Okay. So, coming together a little bit better. Definitely missing 2-drops, though. Okay, Behind the Mask. Can be a combat trick, but I think a Rebel Welt Maverick is something that can just help out with early plays, help us filter through stuff, and can load up onto something a bit better later. Not bad. Reasonable Doubt we will take, even though I'm not a huge fan of counterspells. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we will take the Sudden Setback now. Don't know whether or not we will play it, but bounce / counterspell, not the worst. Yeah, we definitely should be prioritizing creatures. We aren't quite as bad off, so we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I would count Cryptic Coat as a creature for all intents and purposes. Unfortunately, it is a little bit of a non-bow with the Glintweaver. We will take a Public Thoroughfare here. That gives us access to some sort of splashing if we want it. Case of the Pilfered Proof, how far you have fallen in the eyes of... Oh. Oh, an Agris Cos. Man. What an absolute bomb. Not what we can take today, but someone is going to be very happy with that. I think we're taking a Steamcore Scholar here as a lovely 3-mana 2/2 flyer that also has fantastic vigilance. Bubble Smuggler, I think, is also a very reasonable pick. Make sure that we get 2-drops, but I don't think we pass a very decent rare in our colors. Relive the Past. Still haven't seen anyone make that work, but mad props to anyone who does. I think probably Sample Collector here. I think that's going to be our best option. Treacherous Greed, I still will never get over getting got by that. There's a strong temptation to take a Sanitation Automaton here, just to make sure that we do hit 2-drops. But I think we take the Crime Stopper Sprite, because that is a very good card, and I believe that we will see more 2-drops like a Bubble Smuggler come around. Second Curious Inquiry, second Treacherous Greed. Intriguing. We could go for a Bite Down on Crime, but I think we're already kinda bited out. Bitten? Bit out, I guess, but doesn't flow very naturally when you say it like that. So, very heavy on 3-drops, and that's not even with disguised creatures. Hmm. So, yeah, so what would we love here? I think a Flourishing Bloomkin could be quite strong. Obviously, some of the like rare true drops we would love. Doppelgang, Vanify. Um, no, I don't know if there's really a blue rare 2-drop, but the Sharp-Eyed Rookie I think could be quite good, but not really gonna bank on it. Okay. I think we do take a Sanitation Automaton here. Hedge Whisper can definitely be a very solid blocker that becomes a late game threat. But I don't think we have a lot that's going with Collect Evidence at the moment. So I think in a lot of cases it's just going to be 1 mana 03 for us. So I'd much rather make sure that we're able to play something on curve. Unauthorized Exit. Burden of Proof. What is our detective count? 5? I don't think enough to really justify this, since again, you really want that to be... You want that to be a combat trick most of the time. A combat trick for your cards. A buff. There we go. That's the word I'm fishing for. Case of the Shattered Pact. It's a 2-drop. I think we go Projector Inspector. Can help out. Actually, Furtive Courier is specifically artifacts. But can help us filter. Dramatic Accusation is decent removal. Very heavy on our 3 slot. Buried in the Garden, so not anyone in green-white, I take it. We'll take a Slime Against Humanity. Do not think we're playing that. Would love to see it pop off at some point. Well, here we will take the rare progression with the Treacherous Greed. Oh, and I don't think we play a Rakish Scoundrel. Second Treacherous Greed. Love it. And hey, second Slime. Ezrim. Buddy. You should have shown up earlier. We would have 100% played you. As it is now, not seeing anything we actually really super want here. We could take a second to get a leg up. I don't think Airtight Alibi as creature protection is necessarily what we're looking for. Yeah, I think we go with get a leg up. God, passing an Ezrim feels sad. Deduce? Can we run an off-color Granite Witness? I would like to, but I think that's probably unwise. So probably a Deduce to give us something to do on turn 2. Bubble Smugs. I think a Cold Case Cracker could also be quite good, but we really need the 2-drops. Even if we would rather be playing this on turn 3. It's better to have a Piker that can try and trade off with a Disguised Creature than to just be sitting there. Triple Smugs? I will absolutely take it. Especially because Bubble Smuggler is actually very nice with Cryptic Coat. Because it flips up and it gets the counters. Ooh. Is there no one in black to our right? Goodness, Assassin's Trophy and Long Goodbye sticking around? Well, we'll take another Sanitation Automaton. We are at the point where we can make some cuts, which is very good. I think probably it's going to be some of our non-creature spells. Probably Sudden Setback and Deduce don't make it. So maybe I should have taken the Ezrim just for value and making someone else sad? No. I do like to rare draft while I'm trying to hit set completion, but I hope that someone gets to play with and enjoy that card. Alrighty. Oh, goodness. Nothing, I guess, actually a Vidu Ghazi Inspector. 2-drop, that can provide some extra value. I think we're high enough on our 2-drops, we can probably get rid of a Rebel Belt Maverick. Pick up our 3rd copy of Treacherous Greed. I think our detective count is high enough that it could work. We have 7. I'm willing to pick this up speculatively. Reasonable doubt, sure. Probably will also get cut. We'll take an airtight alibi, but we're also probably not playing Burden of Proof, and I think in a lot of cases that's a better card. Sudden Setback. Magnetic Snuffler. Snuffle, snuffle. Okay, so I'm guessing this is... There wasn't really anything else that we were, like, looking forward to coming back, so... I think this is what we've got. I think this is a solid green-blue deck, but I think it's probably lacking on the power level we need, other than, I mean, we do have Cryptic Coat. Cryptic Coat can just win games on its own, so I shouldn't complain an awful lot. And Steamcore Scholar also is certainly not bad. So what is our non-creatures? 11 non-creatures. Really only 10 because we count Coat. Create. Oh yeah, that's we cut 2 non-creature spells. Oh. Probably Burden of Proof and a reasonable doubt. Actually, no. We play double reasonable doubt. And we cut one of our bite down on crimes. Because those are a bit more creature dependent. Get a leg up can still be quite good, even with few creatures. Bite down on crime, though, we need bigger creatures a lot of the time. That we aren't necessarily going to have in this deck. And we don't have a lot of stuff to make it a cheap spell, I think. Cutting removal always feels strange, but I like it like this, I think. Okay. Let's give it a shot. I think it's a very solidly, could be better, could be worse. Sibainu. A cut-off Shiba Inu. Well, okay, we have a Sanitation Automaton to try and smooth our draws, and all of these are blue. And most of them are playable, so I think we go for it. We could also load up Curious Inquiry on, like, the Crime Stopper sprite, which can be funny. Absolutely lead with the Automaton rather than the Smuggler. We will take an island. Is it? So whatever we play is probably getting counterspelled, I imagine. Let's run in with Sanitation Automaton. Run out the Projector Inspector. No, interesting. We will draw and discard. I think we discard the Jetsam, just because we are probably doing a low and aggressive against this Grixis deck. Also does set up our collect evidence stuff if we need it. Just play a creature that we can tap down. Darn, okay. Draw a green source. I think what we do here is we do actually load up Curious Inquiry on the Sanitation Automaton so that we can start digging into card draw. Because we've got a lot of things to sort of keep up some aggression here. Try and keep a boot on their throat. It's like here, if we draw a land, we can crack a clue and either Crime Stopper Sprite or Dramatic Accusation, whatever they've got going on. And that gets us one turn closer to flipping up Bubble Smuggler for a particularly fast clock. Dun dun dun. What have you got, opponent? Yeah, it's times like these where I need... Darn. Okay. We did just get 2 for 1s. I think we draw a card so that we... Okay. Unfortunate. That does actually shut down our aggression a fair bit here. But I really want to use the Crime Stopper Sprite for value, I think. They are stuck on 3 lands, it looks like. So if they're just spending their turn trying to remove a threat, could be worse. So maybe that was a bit wasteful, but I think it was a pretty decent proactive play. Here we will probably bite down on Crime, their creature, because we get extra damage in and it clears the board for us. Okay, they hit a land. Intriguing. So we could play this out as a Piker, which gets more damage on the board. Well, I think we do 100% bite down on Crime, and I think we collect away. Collect away Flotsam Jetsam. We do attack. And, yeah, I think we play it out as a Piker. Just apply more pressure. They could, the explosion card, the Is It Board Wipe, but I think we're screwed in either case if they do that. Ill-timed explosion? I think that's what it's called. Are there many? I guess there are good times for an explosion. Like, well-timed explosions are how engines function. Rockets. Let's play something we can tap down with Crime Stopper Sprite. Not a Rakdos. If you play a Rakdos, I'm very sad. You're one off of Rakdos, but I sense it. I can feel it in your hand. Forensic Gadgeteer. And the defensive Red Herring. Okay. We Crime Stopper Sprite and stun down the Forensic Gadgeteer. Oh look, bite down on Crime, helping us collect away evidence for something else. And then I think we do attack with both, and then get a leg up as a removal spell. Yeah. Because then next turn we have the opportunity to flip up Bubble Smuggler for even more damage. Then Dramatic Accusation can also take care of something if we don't draw a land. So that's, I guess I am being optimistic that we flip up Bubble Smuggler, but they haven't been playing a lot of cheaper stuff. Okay. Awkward that we're probably going to have to tap down our own Sprite. But we can actually shuffle it back into our library. Glintweaver, I'm kind of hoping that we close out the game before we have a chance to use it, but... yeah, that significantly changed our clock. Okay, defensive red herring. Shuffle it in. Okay, we have the opportunity to flip up the bubble smuggler. So I think we do attack with just... okay, they're tapping them down. Good halt to our aggression. We will flip it up on their turn then. We don't get to attack with it next turn, but if we draw a land, we get to Glintweaver. If we don't draw a land, we hopefully draw something better. Or just draw a good card. Cryptic Coat could do some serious work. Okay. Harried Dronesmith. Not bad. They trust us to not have an Axebane Ferox. So, like, Long Goodbye could pretty well get the Bubble Smuggler here, but... okay, Crime Stopper Sprite number 2. So we can tap down the Dronesmith. And that lets us eat Thopters and whatnot. Eat Thopter sounds a little bad, I don't know. It sounds crunchy and painful. So they're able to draw a whole lot. But we do get to... no, we still don't necessarily get to Glintweaver next turn. Stop thinking that you're going to draw a land, Johan. They are turning through their deck a lot faster than us. And we have a fair number of ways to kill them, I think. If only that they were at 2 rather than 3. Okay. Tapping down the Smuggler. We're not trading our Sprite for it. And yeah, you attack with the Thopter just in case you do have something, or we're too scared. But we will not be a chicken. Case of the Gorgon's Kiss. Nope. We do draw the land, so what we're going to do here is Glintweaver once onto the Sprite, and then, okay. I think we do it once onto the Sprite for lethal in the air, twice onto the Bubble Smuggler for lethal on the ground, but also being able to attack through the Forensic Gadgeteer without much fear. Alrighty. RSC. The lovely Domri Avatar. Lovely character who, I don't know, felt kind of mischaracterized in the War of the Spark novel. Did not seem to be a good understanding of how anarchism works. So, this is a bit awkward. We're on the play, and all we can cast is this Reasonable Doubt. But I think we've got a pretty stacked hand otherwise, so I think we do keep it, and we just plan on drawing that land, and being able to counter a 2-drop if they play it. Oh, I might have made poor choices. No, believe Johan. We will draw the 3rd land, and it will even be a forest. Okay. Proactive 2-drop if they counter this. We had 2 turns to draw 1 land. I feel fairly reasonable about that. We draw land, I think we run out the Fur to Furrier. This is bad. So that's draw number 3, no land. And draw number... Is that... I guess that is... No, yeah, draw number 3, because we drew the Bubble Smuggler. I'm truly shocked. They can even pay for it. Wow, that's a very loud noise for shock. We will counter this since we have nothing else going on. We are not suspecting. We're not making it a Vigilant Menace flyer. Oh, goodness. Like, you can definitely argue the keep. We are also being painfully unlucky with this. Flotsam Jetsam. If... Oh god. We're going to mill... Yes, I should have played that earlier. We're going to mill just lands, aren't we? Uncontested Judith. Nope, 3 more not... Wow. Wow. So we're 16 cards deep into our deck and have not seen another land. There we go. Yeah. We have lost this game. Actually, yeah, I will simply concede. But, yeah. So, okay. That hand, because there's nothing that we could have done, even if they drew just lands. We have no way of dealing with that board quickly enough. I mean, no, didn't have a lot of fun with that game. But it's not the game's fault. That's part of the construct of the game, right? My victories wouldn't feel as good if I didn't know that that could happen as well. But yeah, I think it's a debatable keep, but I don't think it's debatable that we got supremely unlucky with those draws. I mean, so we were down to card 24. So that was the 17th card we saw out of the deck. Hand of 7 that we didn't mull. So that's... So yeah, so that was the 17th card, so we had to draw 9 cards before we hit a land. And we pull out 2 lands, so we're down to 15 out of 33, so there's almost a 50% chance to draw a land each time. Thoughtful Squirrel. Okay, this is a lot more keepable. But that's essentially 1/2, give or take, because, you know, there's a little above and then it drops down below, but basically 1/2 to the 9th, right? So 2 to the 9 is 512, so about a 1 in 256 chance would be my back of the napkin math. That's a very nice light drizzle outdoors today. Feels very pleasant. Double Rebel Belt Maverick, and a 3rd that they milled. Is this an Insidious Roots deck? Because if so, there is part of me that's rooting for him. Ha 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 ha. We will ship off the land. I don't know if we trade with this automaton here. I think the answer is no, but We also aren't attacking with it. It's just that if we trade it, then they make that a 2-2, and then that trades with our Projector Inspector, and we're sad. We will cycle a card here. I think we pitch the land. The next turn we can Eavesdropper. Just think, we could have been doing Agrascos or Ezram things. The fact that they're willing to attack with this for 4 mana, what could they flip up? Why am I having such a hard time thinking of the disguised creatures that it could be for 4 mana in green and black? I'm willing to take a chance. Okay. They just traded off their Crocodile. Okay. So this is a punch rather than a fight. We can't delve away, though. I attack with Projector Inspector, ready to get a leg up. Okay. And then we disguise out the Bubble Smuggler. So they will be able to load up and make something quite large. Deadly Cover-Up. But I think that just saved us a big slog on the board. Okay. So they cannot actually... So they can't load up on it this turn, so I think what we do is we run out the Lockstone Eavesdropper. And we will let that hold down the board for the turn. I think we discard the Sanitation Automaton. We run out the land, we hold off. So we could have tried to kill it this turn with our bite down on crime, but that would have basically been our entire turn. The fact that they're holding up mana is very interesting to me. But, so, Bubble Smuggler can flip up and probably trade with it. This is a sorcery, unfortunately. But I think our best bet is we draw a card. That pumps up the Eavesdropper. And then we're going to try and bite. I'm just very worried what they're holding up. Are they leaving back Deadly Cover-Up? Why didn't they make it bigger? So they get Case of the Locked Hothouse, but we've got them dead? Okay. I think that was a situation where, yes, you might be able to get more advantage off those Rebel Belt Mavericks in the future, but you want to try and make your thing bigger than is going to be reasonable for us to do anything about. We could have had a bounce spell, I suppose, but I think a lot of our options in green-blue are combat-based. This, we do not have anything we can cast. We would like to do Cryptic Coat. We love a hand that has it, but Since there is really nothing that... I guess we could do Flotsam, but I think that is a bad idea. Here, though, we've got 2-drop into 2 very fantastic blue 3-drops, and an even better 2-drop for us. Seasoned Consultant. We will probably run out... I don't actually know if we run out Cryptic Coat or Steamcore Scholar first. I think we can ditch the land. Side source. Alright. So I think we do run out Cryptic Coat first. I guess they could use something. Oh no, not the Glint Weaver. No! That's like the worst hit off Cryptic Coat. Because it doesn't get its ETB value when it gets flipped up. Oh well. It's not much worse than milling it. Okay, digging for a land. Like, I don't love tapping down with Cryptic Coat, but I think there's a lot of value in just getting it cooking. Or a sorcery card, or a creature card with flying. Well, first let's crack in for a free 3. Then Steamcore Scholar. And I think we can afford to discard a Reasonable Doubt. So they're doing some Bant shenanigans. And they are playing this for fixing, it seems. It's not bad to use it that way, but I'm guessing they have some big splashy bombs we need to be worried about. Yeah, there's the rub. Well, I think we block there, and we do... This might be on the job. Actually, I think this is on the job. I think that's a good trade. We could potentially eat that for free, but I think I really like having this available for damage, and we've got ways to protect stuff better down the road. Okay. It's like, I think we probably outpaced them. Alright. I think we will be disguising out Bubble Smuggler, holding up Coat and Reasonable Doubt. Vidugazi Inspector could put something on the Glint Weaver, I suppose. Well, but we would need something to die first. But like here, I would actually absolutely block the Novice Inspector. I think our 2 damage is more valuable than the very strong potential for them having a combat trick. Question mark. Crocodelph. Okay. I was sincerely expecting more to happen there. Okay. Alright. We absolutely attack with these. Even if we flip this up, we don't have them dead. And I'm more than a little concerned. I do think we attack with it, we just probably don't flip it up. Yeah, so we can take them to 1. But I think I'd rather leave back some more defensive options. Because this is still fairly lethal. We aren't getting full value off of this, but I think we run it out as a blocker that we don't care about all that much. We have a counterspell, and we can protect the coat if necessary. Takes restraint to not flip up the Bubble Smuggler. I would like to flip up the Bubble Smuggler, but... trying to make sure they don't have the moment they need to get good interaction in, I think is probably for the best. Unfortunately, Reasonable Doubt is only a soft counter. But even then, like, if they play out a flyer, we can use it to suspect our Scholar. And if it's the White Wrath, we can bounce our coat and probably rebuild faster than they can. Okay. What's up, opponent? How are you responding? Guess we can even get in for an extra point of damage by flipping up the Glint Weaver this next turn, potentially. Ooh, very blustery day outside. I think we do counter this, because even if it doesn't get countered, so we will suspect our Steamcore Scholar. What this does is it forces them to tap out of more mana. So it effectively counters their second thing if they, or it so they have something they care about, which is concerning. And it costs at least 2 mana. So they might have get a leg up, but then they still could have paid for it. Unless they really want to make sure that we can't run out a counterspell. What we do is we attack with everything but the Vidugazi Inspector, because now the Bubble Smuggler is lethal. Are they going to try and blow up the coat? Okay. Ooh. So the question here is, so we can bounce the coat. Bouncing the coat gives us more value to survive going into the future. They have 1 card in hand we don't know about. They're taking 2 in the air. They probably block here. God, we really want to make sure that we can flip this up. As bad as this feels, I think we let them blow up the coat. This might be a huge mistake, but I think we're a lot better positioned. So, okay, they're willing to trade there. Double block. I'm fine trading the Glint Weaver. We clear their board. Vengeful Creeper also could have blown up the coat. Oh boy. If they wipe us here, I feel very regretful of that decision, but I think because otherwise our Bubble Smuggler does just kind of get eaten there. And I think the Bubble Smuggler is more valuable to us in a lot of situations. If it's not a Wrath, because otherwise the Cryptic Coat, we bounce it, we play it, they might destroy it again next turn. Ah, man, I don't know. That was tough. I don't think we made a bad call, but So they're still dead unless they have something, because they can't actually block the thing in the air. They can chump, and one gets through. Okay. Oh boy. Whew. Felt mighty nervous there, but we live to another game. So other than the, had to dig 10 cards deep to find a land, to find our third land, we've been having some pretty good games today. Alright, Dwarf King. There are not a lot of people playing this draft format right now, are there, if we're getting paired with number 279 limited mythic? Oh goodness, okay. This is not a good hand. Is this a hand that we can afford to throw away, though? I think the answer is yes. And there we go. Much better hand. We ditch the Glint Weaver. And rely on some cheap value. We probably run out the Smuggler as a Piker. Unless they run out a 1-drop. They do not. Lovely Damnation Sleeves. Or we draw a 2-drop that we're way happier because it smooths our draws and isn't cutting us out of potential future value. We will pitch the Eavesdropper. We want another land before we have that get stuck in hand, I think. There we go. Now watch us flood forever. I will run out the Cryptic Coat. Again, might be a mistake, because they might just untap and make your move. Okay, now we have a land fighting for us. If this is make your move, I'm very sad. But I think there's a lot of upside to getting it cooking early, as I did last game. But maybe Bubble Smuggler would have been better. Turn 3 War Leaders call, no board presence. Fight in for 5. Leave the coat unprotected again. White Wrath? No. Person of Interest. Alright. Okay. Pardon my voice. Projector Inspector, we will draw and discard, but I doubt we'll want whatever it is more than get a leg up. I think we just attack in for a free 3. Pass the turn. They'll attack us for 6, but we're getting close to lethal, get a leg up on the coat. They might not even attack in for 6. Okay, they're holding up 2 white. So, Dog Walker. Except they wouldn't need... Why hold up 2 white specifically? I do not comprehend. Okay. I can feel comfortable attacking with the Bubble Smuggler here, I think. Actually, I think I even feel comfortable attacking with the Projector Inspector. Granite Witness. Tap down. Okay. think we attack with both and probably flip up the Bubble Smuggler, which would trade. Okay, nope, just eat something. I'm okay with this because I'm hoping they then see the Smuggler as a more pressing threat. But I mean, this is not an easy situation for them. Because we have something that... Okay. So yeah, they prioritized that over the coat. So here, we attack in with everything and then get a leg up and hopefully make lethal. Okay. Whew. Flying by the seat of our pants there. But even if they did have a response there, we could have bounced and replayed Coat for a blocker. Okay, we made 4 wins. Cryptic Coat, good card. Who would have expected? The Bob Ross message. No mistakes, only happy accidents. Red pills. What is with our deck today? Giving us one land or the other. We can potentially turn 2 Flotsam if we need, but we've got a good turn 3 play. Goofy looking land, but I like it. Very cutesy. I think we will actually just turn to a Bubble Smuggler as a piker. I think I'd rather get the late game value out of Jetsam than out of flipping up one of our 3 Bubble Smugglers. That we will probably end up trading off sooner rather than later. Oh look, there's another Bubble Smuggler. Offer the trade, they will not take it. Run out Steamcore Scholar. I think it is probably Flotsam Jetsam we discard, even though that feels a little sad. Turns on all of our collect evidence pretty well. No blocks. No green source, you say? We would really like a green source. An awful lot. But we will tap down the Wisp Drinker Vampire. And try and race, even though they will have some life gain. We could really use a green. We could actually really use several green, I think, but goodness. That's at least a little more reasonable than the digging to find any third land was. Like, we are playing Magic the Gathering right now. We'll get to fly in for some damage. Oh, and wouldn't you know, there's the green. So, we will probably want to kill the Wisp Drinker Vampire with the Bite Down on Crime. But we could also just kill the Greenbelt Radical and use Get a Leg Up later. So we could do that. We hit in for 8 this turn, and then I think that's actually pretty good. Now, the Smuggler do it. I mean, that is a sizable amount of damage. And Get a Leg Up can also just be used to try and kill him. Okay. I think we will ditch the Virugazi Inspector. They will drain us for 1. Search for a forest. Not one of their other colors. Why do they keep liking to grab forests, I wonder? So we can Bubble Smuggler morph and have get a leg up here. And I think we do that, and we attack with both. They block 1. And then we use it to kill the Wisp Drinker Vampire. Even though it would put us only 1 off lethal. I think it's better to just crundle on through like that, because now the air is open. Glintweaver. Air is no longer open. That's real bad for us. But we will crundle in with Bubble Smuggler. I think we actually let them just chump there, since it doesn't actually change what we're doing. And then we get to Eavesdropper, then hold up Crack a Clue or Reasonable Doubt. We will not Reasonable Doubt that, unfortunately. Although that would actually let us start hitting in with one of our flyers. But here we will just draw a card. We're looking for something like Dramatic Accusation. Okay. Incoming 2/2. What you want to do? We will trade with the 6/6. Okay. Big beater, but notably, not one with reach. Flourishing Bloomkin, I think a very good card that is often forgotten. This turn, no blocks, but next turn we will need to deal with... Ooh. Intriguing. So we can hit in for 4. That would be 7/9. I don't think that's worth it. I don't think that's worth tapping down the Panther, but we can Furtive Courier, and then we can double block like Smuggler and Courier on the Panther, and we can dramatically accuse the Flourishing Bloomkin. And Furtive Courier. And it might even actually be the Eavesdropper rather than the Courier, because the Courier has some more evasive options, and that's it. Alright. That Glintweaver had me scared. How dare they play our good cards as well? Mirror Convert. Oh, interesting. Okay. We going. We're down to 3 games, one way or another. Well, 2 to 3 games, I suppose. No playable 2-drop. Some playable 2-drops. I love the Loxodon Eavesdropper, but I think Bite Down on Crime is more likely to save our butt. Thinking Cap, okay. Awesome, and we draw a land. We still are looking for land, though, I think. Steamcore Scholar helps us dig for more. We will keep that. Okay. Because it has reach, I think we hold off on the Steamcore Scholar. Because Furtive Courier could, in theory, attack through. We would really love to draw a land for Bite. We do not. I hate that it shows as costing only 2 in its sort of natural state. Going to attack with it. Lets us dig. I think we discard Reasonable Doubt. Okay. Now I will Steamcore Scholar. Really searching for that land. Oh, we cannot afford to discard the Bite here, I think. So I think we discard Land and Sample Collector. Because we are going to have a lot of trouble fighting through the Sumala Sentry. Okay. Fair enough. I'm just, yeah. Okay. We'll use the Automaton. Then we attack with both, see if we get something interesting. We pitch the land. Alright. We're running on fumes here. One Bloomkin, which will become a 2/2, possibly a 3/3. Very nice. The bright side, that does trade for the Furtive Courier. So we will attack. I do like the Crime Stopper sprite. Oakley dokley. Disguise out the Bubble Smuggler, in case we draw a land and can flip it up. Wrath our board. Enlisted Worm! For a second Bloomkin. They did it! They actually did it! Bubble Smuggler trades with the Worm. I do not like that. So we will Crime Stopper Sprite. And we will tap down the Worm. Pass the turn, and then hopefully crack in with Smuggler and Sprite next turn. Not cracking in with the Sprite. Unfortunate. I think we have probably lost the game. Double block. Okay, that helps. Get a leg up. Okay. Yes. That was a potential window for us to sort of get the momentum back, but we very much do not have it. I think even a Cryptic Coat here does not provide the level of value we need, because they have threats that outmatch ours by a significant margin, and also shut down our aggression without them having to overextend. We would love to double block the Bloomkin, but we only have 3 toughness, so we would be wiping our board to deal with one of their smaller threats. Bounce one of their own things, so they get to investigate. Dramatic Accusation. Probably the 4/3. We do run out the land because there's a chance that we need to shuffle it back in. We attack for 2. Even though we probably want it back on chumps, we don't want to do that this turn. We can survive just jumping with the automaton. And this gives us potential opportunities to find a way to kill him. Alright, we chump the worm. Worm chumps. Because otherwise we're double blocking the investigators, which helps a little bit, but we're still just hemorrhaging too much on the rest of the board. Sky's creature is scary. So do we somehow magically draw into card draw that draws us into kill? I think the answer is no, but go be free, my curious sprite. Think hard, think fast, think strong. Okay. Good game, opponent. Alright. How's it gonna go? Will we make 6 wins? Or will we be stuck at 5? Dun dun dun. We are ready. Ready to fight? QWERTY 59. I mean, we'll keep it. We've got the playable 2-drop that helps us filter. It's like a Multi 5, but with 2 extra cards. Like, I would keep this Multi 5, and I suspect our Multi 6 we would be less happy. Cannot play it. They're an onlooker. There's a blue source. Well, that kind of shuts down any aggression, but we sally forth. But not with an attack. No, that would be silly. Okay. Playing a nice defensive game. Instead, we sample collector. And then I think we attack with both. I'm happy with that trade, and then we kill the Leering Onlooker. Probably a little overly reckless, but we have a Glint Weaver. And get some stuff in our yard. Okay, they kill our sample collector. Gets more stuff in our yard. Okay, and not drawing into more gas, so we did kind of burn ourselves out, and they'll be able to make bats. Okay, Barbed Servitor. We've seen some gross stuff happen with it. Okay, one more land and we Glint Weaver, and otherwise we hopefully get useful spells. So they're going to start drawing a card each turn. They've got a Phyrexian Arena on a body. We don't get them with Get a Leg Up here as much as we would like to. Plus, I guess they could just crack it. No! Not the monkey! Oh, that's so rude! They just got us with the monkey. We gain 6 life and we have a 6/6, but they could very easily just kill it. Okay, that does it. Well, on the bright side, I was getting mighty peckish, so perhaps this was for the best. Okay. Well, guess what you weren't able to monkey? Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. People say we monkey around. We would have, kind of liked the Jetsam here, I think. You know, replay a Glintweaver. Or is it only opponent's graveyard? Oh, that is such an awful... that is such an awful way to display it, so we can't actually look at what Jetsam does. Love that. I think we trade with the monkey, because we can also bounce the coat. I'm not too invested in saving it. Judith! Hey, friend. That's, real not good. Okay, we can Crime Stopper's Sprite. A land. Hell yeah. You may cast a spell from each opponent's graveyard. Okay, so not as good as I was hoping, but... I think we actually probably tap down the red herring. Maybe the barbed servitor. No, it's the red herring. Because then we would much rather try and kill Judith. So I think they probably just don't attack with the Judith, I imagine. It's not looking good here, folks. Okay, they make an imp. They make their servitor bigger. Ah. And they're slicing for how much? X equals 2. It saves us. This is basically a healing salve. Not even, because they still probably attack with the Judith. Okay, that was silly. I'm sort of at that feeling hopeless in the game point where sometimes you make bad decisions anyway. So we could have held on to it. Bubble Smuggler doesn't save us. So this next turn, we can block 3. Then we take 8. So I think we Cryptic Coat, trying to look for something that does a little more for us. Lockstone Eavesdropper would do a little more for us potentially, so we play this out as a piker. Like, yeah, leaving up the combat trick would have been more valuable later on. I don't think it cost us the game by any stretch of the imagination, but especially with stuff like that going on. I mean, opponent has a pretty sweet looking deck, like, props. I think we're best trying to trade with the fish to stem the bleeding, because these all sawdust for 2. And just chumping Judith is only 1 extra point, so we save an extra point next turn, but... yeah, we are so dead. So, good job, opponent. Fun games. Genuinely, I'm loving seeing Barb Servitor pop off. It was still one of my favorite drafts, even though it went very poorly when we got Barb Servitor with the hexproof no longer gets suspected. It's delightful. I still can't believe my hubris let me call exactly how they could kill me and why I should have blocked different, and then they killed us. But we've had some very interesting assembling very strange dealios with this draft format. We're still having a blast with it. 5 wins, paid for the draft, had a great time with Cryptic Coat. Feeling overall pretty good. But that's going to do it for us for today for Magic the Gathering. Oh, hey, Gunsy. Yes, exactly. 5 wins is a win. You missed out yesterday. Actually, across the course of 2 days, we had a very fantastic Bant deck with double Pride of Whole Clade. We could have actually picked up a third in the draft, but we picked something slightly better over it. And a High Alert. And we never got to punch someone's face for 15. But in the last game, which we lost, we did manage to get High Alert and Pride of Whole Clade on the field at the same time and kill, I think, the 2-1 that makes a clue if it's dealt 3 or more damage with a 15-15. It was a blast. It was very silly and still made 3 wins, even though it should not have. But yeah, so overall, pretty good draft today, but we will be calling it for Magic for the day, but I will be back in 2 hours around 2 p.m. PST for a bit more Balatro. Exactly. Thank you. You as well. Have a fantastic rest of your day. If I don't see you later, bye.